As we continue on, and as I told y'all at the beginning of the show, tonight, instead of doing our usual, music business or music industry discussion, here tonight we're going to do something a little more on the technical side when it comes to the production part of it. And I want to make sure I let everybody out there know, full disclosure, that I am not an expert when it comes to mixing and mastering music. I am somebody that is constantly studying, constantly learning, and constantly teaching myself. So this was one of the ways that I've learned how to do this as well when it comes to like hearing the differences between frequencies. This question was asked to me a lot earlier tonight, and I wanted to, bring it to the table. And I wanted, for the people out there that may have a question that is starting off when it comes to, mixing and mastering music, that they get a good understanding of the differences between frequencies. Now, what we're gonna do here tonight is we're gonna take a song, one of my old songs that I have, and I'm gonna show you basically what the highs, the lows, and the mids are, so you can know the difference when you listen to them and know how they sound when you get to that point of your song, when you start mixing and you start hearing, like different frequencies. What is the difference between the lows? What is the difference between the highs? And what is the difference between the mids? This was something that I learned how to basically start off with. And I hope that the information that I'm showing you out there tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that this will be something that would be helpful for those of y'all out there who is just getting started. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to stop this one right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up my song, and we're going to listen to it right now. So I'm going to listen to it at one particular point of it, and then we're going to bring it back to let y'all hear another part of it. So we're going to listen to it without putting on any special effects or anything. Just want to let y'all hear what this song sounds like so far. So let's go.
Yo, I like the way this one feel right here. Check it. It's past dusk and I'm lusting for your touch. Girl, you're my favorite drug, I can never get enough. Feel the rush like syringe in veins. The way I'm feeling for your love is kinda hard to explain.
All right, so that was without, any moving around of the knobs and everything like that. So now we're going to listen to it without the highs in it. So here we go.
Yo, I like the way this one feel right here. Check it. It's past dusk and I'm lusting for your touch.
This is
girl,
without
you're
the
my
highs
favorite
in
drug, I can never get enough. Feel the rush like syringe in veins. The way I'm feeling for your love is kinda hard to explain. Girl, I want you like I never had you. It's 2:15, we're a little past due. Scrolling my phone, tinted the ring your number. Do you want me like I want you? I gotta wonder. Send up the breeze, reminiscing of your fragrance. Candle lights and flowers, your favorite song playing. Food on deck, the champagne on ice. Let me take the edge off your day. Let's do what you like. Do what we do as long as I can do it right. We ain't gotta rush, girl, we can do it.
So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna listen to it without the mids. So here go the mids kicking out.
It's past dusk and I'm lusting for your touch. Girl, you're my favorite drug, I can never get enough. Feel the rush like syringe in veins.
All right, so now this is outside, adding the mids back into it.
Girl, I want you like I never had you. It's 2:15, we're a little past due. Scrolling my phone, tinted the ring your number. Do you want me like I want you? I gotta wonder. Send up the breeze, reminiscing of your fragrance. Candle lights and flowers, your favorite song playing.
Food on deck, the champagne on ice. Let me take the edge off your day. Let's do what you like. Do what we do
as long as I can do it right.
This
We
is
ain't
us
gotta
adding the
rush,
mids
girl.
back
We
into
can
it.
do it all night. I got it bad for ya. A body rubbing bubble bad for ya. And anything that make you happy.
All right. Now we're gonna take out the lows.
Yo, I like the way this one feel right here. Check it. It's past dusk and I'm lusting for your touch. Girl, you're my favorite drug, I can never get enough.
All right, so now let's add the low end back into
The
it.
way I'm feeling for your love is kinda hard to explain. Girl, I want you like I never had you.
This is what the low end turned all the way up.
We're a little past due. Scrolling my phone, tinted the ring your number. Do you want me like I want you? I gotta wonder. Send up the breeze,
taking the lows out
reminiscing of your
again.
fragrance. Candle lights and flowers, your favorite song playing. Food on deck, the champagne on ice. Let me take the edge off your day. Let's do what you like.
Here we go, adding the lows back in.
Right. We ain't gotta
All the
rush,
way
girl.
up.
We can do it all night. I got it bad for ya. A body rubbing bubble bad for ya. And anything that make you happy, yeah. Damn shame how I'm feeling for your touch. Is it love or lust? And I can't seem to get enough.
Right.
Just the two of us.
And this is
You
where
and
everything
me,
back
no one
into
else.
it.
Yo, I like the way this one feel right here. check it. It's past dusk and I'm lusting for your touch. Girl, you're my favorite drug, I can never get enough. Feel the rush like syringe in veins. The way I'm feeling for your love is kinda hard to explain, baby. Girl, I want you like I never had you. It's 2:15, we're a little past due. Scrolling my phone, tempted to ring your number. Do you want me like I want you? I gotta wonder.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, the difference is between the highs, the lows, and the mids when it comes to, listening to the frequencies, or should I say the frequency scale when it comes to mixing music, especially vocals. And Silk says, so what makes you know what you gotta turn up and turn down to get a good EQ on the vocals? And that's a very good question. It's more so a matter of flavor, or should I say more so a matter of taste, because sometimes depending on how it is recorded, and that's the number one thing, like to get a good mix, it always starts at the source, and it starts with making sure that the song itself, the vocals itself, is recorded properly. And what I mean by that is making sure that you're not clipping, when you looking at the signal that going into the red, or it's not spiking or too quiet in one part of the song and then quiet, real loud in the other part. You want to make sure you get you a good balance on either part, throughout the whole entire spectrum when you are recording your vocals. And the way you find out what it is that you got to turn up and turn down, like I said, is more so a matter of training your ear, because every song and every recording is different. So one thing that I see that a lot of, mix specialists and mixing engineers, what they do is they'll like to, they'll listen to a song, they'll have a reference song of how the way they want that particular song they're about to mix come out. And so what they'll do is they'll listen once to the reference tracks, or as many times as they need to, and then they'll compare it with the song that they're about to mix. And then what they do is that after they go through the gain staging phase of it, they'll go and sometimes, some of them, they start working with the vocals first. So what they'll do is they would take and they would just, add like a little point on the EQ, and what they'll do is what's called a technique which is called sweeping. So what they do is they raise up that frequency and turn down the bell curve a little bit, so that way they'll go back and forth and they hear the frequencies that sound bad. Now when you look at the EQ chart, there's a lot of different spectrums or EQ frequencies that show you what sounds what. So if it sounds a little nasally, you maybe want to go and turn down the part where it's not so nasally to give you more clarity. If it sounds real muddy, like how this sounds right here with the bass and everything sounding real muddy, then you want to go to the low end, you want to roll some of that off, hence a high pass filter. Or if it sounds a little too too bright, as they call it, or sound like it got too much air in it, that's where you want to roll down the high end, or what is called a low pass filter. This is something that is more so better reserved for another time where I could really sit and break it down, or whatever the case may be. I don't know, maybe I might do a video based off of what I know, explaining how it is that I hear frequencies when I listen to music and when I go to mix it up. And if that's something that y'all would like to hear or like to see be featured sometime down the line on the show, then let me know. I would definitely make sure I put something to it. But more so when it comes down to it, it's just listening, because like when you're doing the sweeping part of it and you going back and you sweeping through the frequencies of the vocal or whatever, and you turn it up and you do your sweep, you hear like various parts where you can tell what can get turned down or what needs to be cut. And a lot of mix engineers, what they like to do first of all is a tactic called subtractive EQ, and that's just basically going through there and removing a lot of the harsh frequencies and whatever frequency scale in order to make sure it balances out with the mix, if that makes any sense. And if I'm explaining it wrong, if we got any mix engineers in the house that object to what I just said or what I just explained, then please let me know, because like I said, I'm not perfect at it. This is something that I've learned, but I'm still learning. Maybe my explanation of it was wrong, or maybe it's something that any more of you out there that happens to do the same thing can elaborate on further. And one of the places that I went and started learning how to do mixing and stuff like that for myself was a channel on YouTube called The Recording Revolution by Graham Cochran. Then there was another, channel that I watch also, goes by the name of Joe Gilder. He's another one. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's called Home Studio Corner. He's definitely a good one to check out as well. So, I would definitely, put it out there for anybody that would like any references. I know Silk just said yes. So I'm gonna definitely look to do something like that so we can get a better understanding of what it sounds like to, mix vocals or mix and hear, frequencies and all that stuff. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for our little, lesson in music, so to speak. I'm not, like I said, I'm not no expert or nothing, but I do like to teach what it is that I know. So if anybody out there is interested, you can send me an email to the EMillio EgBar show at gmail.com, or you can hit us up, leave me a comment or whatever in the chat, or hit me up on my personal Twitter page at the EMillio EgBar, and I would love to share with you what it is that I know.